Well, welcome everybody. This is RYSK, Roguelikes You Should Know, Episode 3. I bet you can't guess the game, The Binding of Isaac. Skip, here as usual. We got a new player of the game, which is going to be a really great thing because I'm sure everyone was sick of watching me not play games well. That Nintendo Robot is here playing the game for us.
No, thank you.
So I'm really excited about this one. If you don't know Binding of Isaac, obviously this is a roguelike you should know. I guess we'll just dive right in and we'll start talking about the game itself, the genre, everything else that it does. You've obviously got a lot of time into this game.
Who, me?
Yeah. Have you've gotten, is it 1001%? Is that the full unlock, or is there still more you have to unlock?
I don't think I've gotten all of the achievements.
No. Because I think it actually says something like, it actually, I think Zetnik in our Discord is actually saying he got the full file, and it says something like just 2 files to go, or something like that when you get the full unlock.
Ah. Don't think I'd have won it. I mean, I've been trying. I'm not exactly sure. I think I came close, like really close one time whenever I only needed 1 or 2. And then a new update came out that made me have to get more that I already unlocked. Like it was unlock the costumes, which were combinations of powers. Like you'll notice on the right-hand side, the one and only like legal mod for this game keeps track of all of your upgrades. And there it is on the right hand side. Oh no, I got hurt.
This is a bad situation of the room. Yeah.
Didn't move fast enough when. Oh boy.
A lot of the game, I feel like, especially as you're, because I don't have a ton of hours in it. Actually, I have a hard time knowing how many hours I have into it because I play it on PC and on my 3DS.
Oh, really?
Because when I'm on the go, it's just an easy thing to play it on.
Great game.
Near. And so I don't know how many hours I have each of them, but I definitely don't have as many as a lot of people do. But one thing I noticed, a big part of the game is like insta-room assessment. Walk into a room and instantly figure out, do I need to move? Do I need to hide? Where do I go? Because the enemies aren't going to wait for you to figure it out. They're just going to start going and attacking you immediately. So, but if you're not familiar with the game, basically you are Isaac or whichever character you tend to unlock, and it's a series of procedurally generated rooms and procedurally generated floors, and all the levels themselves aren't common. You won't always have floor 3 being Cellar A. Even that will change a little bit from run to run. Enemies that you face, bosses you face on each level, it will scale just like any good roguelike with difficulty as you go through. But the idea is that you will then level and power up as you go through as well, like getting this dog food here, which I believe gives you more health. Is that correct?
Yep.
You're not going to grab it yet. So it's definitely a game that rewards you for exploration and for trying to figure things out, but also is a game that you could be playing near perfectly. And I say near perfectly because there are people who've gotten to a level that no matter what happens, they can beat the game. But for everybody else who is mortal, you really rely on the drops that you get.
Oh, I didn't do that before I went inside the boss room. If I did that proper sacrifice, you'll notice that my stat now on the left hand side, I now have I had 100% like heaven ability. This is gonna help too. Book of Shadows. This is now an active ability, so you can only have one of those big ones up there on the left hand side. And this is gonna make me invincible.
Yeah, there's items, there's active abilities, and then there's also ones that will show up in the bottom left, which I don't remember what those are classified as. Trinkets, that's what they're called. And that's something that's kind of difficult for people that are first going through and trying to figure out, like, which item that they're seeing, what it is that they're doing. There are, of course, mods you can get that help you to understand, but if you look up, there is a guide on what all the different things mean, and what they give you, and what their bonuses and stats are, and everything else like that. It's a pretty massive list of everything that every time I play the game, well, at home, I'm not on the road, I have to kind of keep that pulled up and go, okay, what's this thing? Do I really want it? Is this thing I should pick up or not pick up or trade in or not? Yeah. I guess before, explain the mechanic of what you were doing there with the spike room. Like, why were you trying to get your staff to flip? I think, is that has to do with the demon or angel door? Is that right?
Yeah. I'm not sure I fully explained it. It was like an angel or demon or heaven or hell, as opposed to luck or damage dealt. It's the chances of a bonus room showing up once you clear the boss on a certain floor. And that's the devil room or the angel room. And they give different types of power-ups. And once you make a deal with the devil, you can no longer get any more heaven rooms. But you only get the heaven rooms if you rejected a deal from the devil. So,
the deal from the devil only shows up in later levels, and only shows up, I think, only once, correct? So it's not like that one can be a repeatable room.
You can find there's demonic upgrades that will bring them back.
Okay. But I mean, in a normal scenario, you're going to see the heaven or angel room or whatever it is only once if you end up getting it in a run. And the demon room, which I'm sure we'll see it at some point, interesting because you have to sacrifice one of your heart containers in order to, or two sometimes, to pick up the items that are in there. But they can be very overpowered if you get the right, especially if you get the right synergy between items. You know, like any good roguelike, I have just started to figure out which things synergize with which other things. And that's really the key to having kind of a fun late game run versus having a difficult late game run. I think we talked extensively about synergies in the last two episodes. It's a common theme, now that I think about it, almost in every single roguelike is some idea of energy, or not energy, but items that you pick up, and the way they synergize together being sort of the key to winning the game.
Yeah.
Because unlike, say, an RPG, where you're going to have, your stats leveling up over time as you get experience, well, you're not going to necessarily get experience, so instead you need a quicker mechanism. It's a little bit more random, that relies a little bit on luck, but can still give you that overpowered feeling by the end of the game if you get the right things. Mm-hmm. And items are kind of the key to doing that. That's been kind of the go-to now for a while. So we're just finishing up with Monstro here. I hated Monstro the first 30 times I think I played, and now he's the boss where if I get hit, I get upset. Mm-hmm. It's just interesting how as you play the game and you get better, and we're able to see the demon room. You hadn't gotten Lazarus yet?
I just started a new save file.
Oh, you started a new save file. I'm going, no, that's really interesting. And how have you played this long without getting Lazarus?
No, I just did it for the first time. Like I've never set up a second save file.
I did not even notice. I must have been looking away when you grabbed your save file.
Yeah, well, even I think chat said, "Oh, you got some more work to do if you only did one."
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So yeah, here's a question for you, and I think I understand them, but I want to make sure we get the official answer. 3 types of hearts. You have red, silver, and black. Red being your standard heart containers you can refill. Silver being soul hearts, and red are the exploding kind, but I don't remember what's the actual technical name of the black hearts?
If Black Hearts,
Is that that's
Dark?
no other name?
Nah, I think maybe one. Oh no! Get him, boys!
The difference functionally being that the silver ones, when you lose them, they're gone. And same with the black ones, but as you can see, the black ones tend to stack on the far end. If he gets hit and it expires a whole black heart, it deals like 40 damage to everything in the room. So it's sort of like,
it's a great weapon.
You know, it's a great weapon, but you definitely want to save it for the harder boss fights and not get hit when there's a little weakling around you. Pills you also saw. What do those do? I was just referring to those. Pills are also an interesting thing in this game. Pills are very similar to...
Maybe I shouldn't have done this one. I'm starting to regret.
This is an interesting choice for that. That was an item you picked up, right?
Yeah, Monstro's. Yeah, Monstro's mouth of gut, whatever it was.
It's akin to having a charge shot.
Yeah, it is a charge shot now. Makes me want to get. That was a mistake. Maybe want to get the, familiars, a familiar chain going. But
yeah, this. R30 was saying that the hearts sounded a little bit akin to the heart and armor and Enter the Gungeon. Yes, there are similarities there. There's actually a lot of similarities between those two games. Fairly certain Enter the Gungeon took a lot of inspiration from Binding of Isaac. And so, the difference being, you have got, if you notice, 4 cardinal directions to fire. So the typical way that this game is played, that's RYSK. You could go Guppy, though, if you grab it. Now, how great would that be to get Guppy on the first run of a save file?
Yeah, let's do that.
So, the dead cat, again, speaking of synergies, as you can see now, his heart's dropped down to 1 red heart and a ×9, meaning he has 9 lives. And if he loses that red heart, he'll get booted out of the room. The room will reset, which is annoying, but he'll be able to do that, and it'll go down to 8, down to 7, etc. If you just have the dead cat, it's kind of garbage. It's actually a lot of garbage. It's terrible. But it can synergize with other items that you can pick up, which can turn you into the Guppy or whatever it's called. Guppy is right?
Yeah, I think so.
And it's 2 other cat-like items. They show up a lot, actually, in the demon rooms. Unfortunately, getting this dead cat first, and then getting the others in a demon room is tough, because then you have no red hearts left. So that's not great. Risk versus reward, 100%. A lot of this game is reward, like, what are you going to give up in order to get other things? So here's
hit the wrong button.
That was yeah. As often as I play this game, I hit the wrong button a lot.
Bah. That's alright. That's the other way.
There is one hidden room that he was just in on every level. Ooh. Sometimes 2, depending. There are items to give you 2. And you have to find it by blowing up walls. There's no hint that it's there. You just kind of start to get to know maps and where they tend to be. So it's not like you can shoot into the Gungeon, like you can shoot at the cracks in the wall and fire the blank. It's not quite like I wish it was.
You can really see there how there was a hook on wrapping around the question mark, and generally, the secret location is inside a pocket of one of those. With one of those 5 rooms around it that's giving a half circle around the potential.
I'd say
room. And if there's ever
9 out of 10 times that's the case.
Usually, yeah. And so whenever the you can do a process of elimination a lot of the times, because if a single wall is impassable, you aren't able to put a bomb at that middle section, like right here, then it's no longer an option, and you can really quickly, just by playing the level, figure out where it is by eyeing it, and hopefully not having to waste too many bombs.
It is something that if you watch streamers play The Binding of Isaac, ones that have played a lot of the game, they're really good at figuring out it, and there's not much guesswork. Because of that, they know what clues to look for, they've seen maps generated lots of times, they kind of get the engine.
Yeah.
So can you enter a secret room from multiple sides? Yes. All sides that are adjacent to a room, a bomb has to be able to be placed there in order to open it up. So that is one way you can definitely start to figure out where they're at. Gambling. Wouldn't be a banned game in Europe if it didn't have gambling. Do you know how long was Binding of Isaac banned in certain countries in the EU? If not, I can look that up.
I have no idea.
Interesting fun facts about The Binding of Isaac. It was banned in some countries in the EU when it came out because of heresy laws, so to speak, which is understandable.
Totally understandable.
Very dark religious.
I'm okay with countries banning this game. As much as I love it, I'm okay with that. That makes sense to me. This is a twisted game.
It's a very twisted game. Here, Binding of Isaac.
Really part of the appeal, though. Whew. And it would work under a different theme because the gameplay precision is so excellent and gameplay experience is so great, but the fact that it is weird and something that you never see in any other game before it helps. True indie game that a big publisher could never allow until this came out, I guess. I'm not.
Yep, I'm trying to. Let's see. It is definitely twisted. Let's see here.
And to answer the question on chat, yeah, you can enter secret rooms from different rooms. Like, and if they're exposed to other sides of rooms, then they will always be an available opening for one of your bombs to make one of those entryways to it.
Yeah, I'm not finding. I will find the information before the end of the episode. Sure. I should have pulled it up beforehand, just knowing we'd probably talk about it.
Binding of Isaac trivia.
When the 3DS port came out, there was yet again more, banning of the game and port in some regions. Just because of that.
Popped right out.
So it was actually in Germany. It was Germany. It was given a classification of 16 plus due to potentially blasphemous content. And it was the first game that was rated that high. And so it was actually the first one that was rated a 16 plus that was given to because of the quote blasphemous content. So it was relatively controversial. At the same time, people have enjoyed it both because of and in spite of that. Like, there are some people who they say, I love Binding of Isaac, I love the gameplay, the content, the dark themes, not really my thing, but they still can't get around how great the gameplay is.
Right.
Like, if my kids always are asking you what, if I have a game recommendation, there we go, we got to see the little heart in action exploding the whole room.
Happened against the last boss, too.
That's unfortunate. But that, it's not a game I'm going to tell my kids, hey, go to Binding of Isaac, I think you'll really enjoy it. Like, later in life, but not right now.
Absolutely.
But from an actual, history perspective, let's see, it was first released in 2011. It then got rework done on it. And then in 2014, it got a complete remake. So what you're seeing now is based off the 2014 remake. If you actually got the original Binding of Isaac from 2011, it looks a lot more pixel arty, a lot rougher around the edges. And what you're seeing here was actually a full rewrite of the game. They didn't just take the game. They didn't just take the game and just beautify it. It actually was a full rewrite. And then after that, they added some DLCs. Then there was the Afterbirth DLC, which is built on top of the Rebirth game. And then Afterbirth Plus was then the final DLC for that, which enabled things like the dailies that you can play, which are very fun.
Bomb to bust down here.
Very fun thing to do.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
It's all good. Interrupt away.
I'd like to get a bomb, just the way I play it. Like, to get kind of OCD and want to clear every room. There's my bomb.
Yeah, it is something that different gameplay styles. Like when I play the game, sometimes I'll be like, close enough, and just go. And then you watch people like TNR here, literally going through every room 5 times to make sure nothing was forgotten.
And I'm also doing it and trying to do it in the most efficient way possible. That probably isn't the greatest on stream, but
it's okay. We're getting a true sense of it here.
Yeah. This is my casual, not going after speed run by any means.
Mm-hmm.
Which I probably could have tried for, because they do reward speed runs big time in this game.
They do. If you notice the score up top and the time, you'll notice that seconds tick down, but also if you notice whenever he picks up an item, whenever he kills an enemy, things of that nature, the score goes up considerably. And so while you're rewarded to do things quickly, you're also rewarded to explore and get as many things as you can. So when you're playing, like, for example, dailies, which you compete against, and they have leaderboards, it's you're trying to balance that, trying to find everything, but also I don't want to spend forever going through a level, because I want to get the top score amongst my friends. The dailies is actually one of my favorite parts of the game.
Mine too. It's my favorite daily system, and I think that the fact that it is 2 different ranks, both speed and score, is quite nice. And they understand that there's 2 very different ways of playing the game in that regard.
Now, difference from Enter the Gungeon, you're not rewarded with the heart container up for getting it perfect. You will get a random item every time you beast, but sometimes a trinket, or is it always an item? I think it's sometimes a trinket.
It's always an item. It's always an item, either active or inactive sometimes. But if you get hit at all in the level, it affects your heaven-hell ratio.
Correct.
So there is kind of a penalty.
That's the whole level, and that's not just the boss fight. That's the overall level. And as you play through it here, the first time you play through it, you'll get to the mom room. The next time you play through it, then you'll have the heart available. So different endings and different lengths of games are available as you play through the game various times. So even though it's the same game, it does have a way of staying fresh.
Absolutely.
Especially because I can honestly say I've never picked up and played with this monstro mouth attack that you're playing with now. And you picked it up on a new file the first time you played through it, which is just interesting that I've never seen it before. 2 things I missed in chat. I'd assume there isn't a mod for the game to make it a bit more family friendly. I don't know. That's a good question. There might very well be.
I'm almost sure there is. How good they are, since we've never heard of it, I don't know. But I've never thought to ask or look. So
yeah,
excellent question.
There is a kid-friendly shell game mod. So basically, putting a wrapper, a cute wrapper on Binding of Isaac.
Oh gosh.
Which is funny. It says kid-friendly
in
the description. It says that he's maybe even sexy. Like, that does not go together.
Whoa, hey, what in the world? What in the world, Skip? What are you doing?
I don't know. That's just... right within the Steam workshop for the game, there is the child-proofing of Isaac. So, again, I've not used any of these, not even checked them. Don't know if they'll even work. But yeah, it does. Perfect play is rewarded in heaven, hell, and items that are offered to a certain extent. I wouldn't say your best playthrough is going to be your perfect playthrough. Now, certainly the less you get hit, the more you will have things like more soul hearts.
Pete's sakes.
Soul hearts, and I'm going to look up the name of the other hearts. Because, well, I can't look at this. Where's the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth plus item cheat sheet? By the way, here's that cheat sheet that I was referring to before. That Afterbirth cheat sheet. You can just take a look there. All the different things. It is searchable, so if you know the name of something, you can search by name. Otherwise, you scroll over and mouse over to see the details of all the things. Very helpful when you're playing. So, this has saved me. There is a mod that will give a little bit more verbose information as you're going through. Oh, did we lose?
Sorry. My bad. I was making sure I was hosting this, but that's okay. Well, I got distracted with that link for a second, too. I apologize to everyone and everything. I am the worst.
Just like, did we lose him? Is he gone?
I am not gone. I am not gone. I apologize. Oh, I almost got him! That thing. Oh, jeez. They just splatter more blood after you get him. Blood splattering fiends. What?
And some rooms you'll walk into, and it you can tell that there is often a little bit of imbalance about the way the random rolls on the enemies that come into the room.
Yes.
And some rooms are just bad. Like the room here with these worms, if they had been full-length worms, would have been almost impassable without getting hit. This room, as it is a tough one, because not only do you have to take these guys out, but the little guys that spawn that will then chase after you when they see you. You know, when it's just a couple of them, not a big deal. But when you got a whole man, it can get tedious.
The best part about that was, let me just explain this. There's the swords on top of this door. You can't really see it with the mod on the right hand side, but here on the left hand side, you can see.
You can see it in the map too. The blue sword on the map, mini map.
You can only open that, go through it, the normal doorway, if you have full health, full red heart health. Oh, cool. It's a good trinket.
But then you will have to have a series of battles in here to clear a battle here to clear it out. But
right.
These normally aren't too bad.
No. There's a set pattern that's what this game is all about, really, is knowing the patterns, and it is predictable after a few times of playing, and if anything's predictable in this game, it's doable, hopefully without getting hit at all. But then here I get hit right immediately as soon as I say I instantly regret turning on the game and doing the stream.
The screamy babies are also the most
horrific, and
you go, why am I even listening to the audio of this game? Fortunately, I can't hear it right now because of I'm talking.
Yeah.
But it's almost as bad for me as when you have to torchless in Darkest Dungeon. Just that pig screaming effect you have in that.
Oh my gosh, I hate that. I almost can't listen to streams that have that sometimes.
Yeah. Which is why I had abandoned. I for a while was going to be doing a stream which was a torchless casual playthrough, and at the end of the first stream, I was like, okay, nobody here likes the sound this stream is making.
But yet,
fortunately, it's just one room with those screaming babies, but still.
Wafer is very nice. Oh gosh, that's ridiculous. I hate that dang exploding friend fly that blows things up and hurts me. So frustrating.
Even there are definitely things that explode, even though they're your friend.
Best
1+1.
Game. 1+1 is the best.
You notice how the hearts that dropped are now double. Every item that drops, coins, bombs, keys, it's going to be double. That 1+1 ticket is. You went back in the room and you saw, and that was double bomb, double key.
Mm-hmm.
It's
the only things that aren't doubled are things that don't get doubled, which are things like silver hearts and batteries.
Right. If the item can be in double form,
Then it is.
that's
Yeah.
correct. Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, that splatter was coming for me.
Wah wah, no AA battery.
No
So this
AA
is
batteries. That is
So
great.
that spiky door he didn't go through. There's a reason why. Is because that's a door you go through if you have got a pretty tanky build. Since he started to go for Guppy, you
Yeah.
actually could now that you have hearts on the floor.
I do have a lot of hearts on the floor. I just got to make sure if there's any spiders.
Yeah, so
Spiders! Did everybody get hit?
It's a risky room. Sometimes the room will have treasure chests in them that will be very nice to have. Other times you'll go in and there'll be spiders in a chest. It's annoying. But you
I have
to,
enough
every time
up
you
here
pass,
to handle it. Yeah.
Yeah, every time you pass through the spiky door, obviously you take damage. Those blue flames you have to take out with bombs. Yeah. Give you soul hearts, and it's amazing. And friend spiders. Now, what you can do, if you see a spiky room, my recommendation is always look around and see if it's a possibility that the secret room is butting up against the spiky room.
Absolutely,
because
that's
then
good.
you can use the spiky room to get into the secret room with a bomb, and from the secret room use a bomb to get into the spiky room. So it doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it's like, yes, I'm cheesing the game, but not really.
Yeah, and I could have actually used my invincibility book to get past one, but not both spikes. But if inside the room, I had hearts on the ground, and inside, there's so many hearts. I could go after this blessed to make it 100% before. I think that blessed. I'm just going to risk it and just keep going. I don't want to waste.
Have you done a deal with the devil?
No, I have not. I avoided one, so Angel Room is a distinct possibility.
Yeah, I think you have to get your health. You're only at 50%, so that's a little low.
Oh gosh! Oh, for Pete's sakes!
Angel Room has got some of the best
stuff
in there.
Good
One
stuff.
of my cheesiest runs, which I laughed. I was giggling the entire time. It was so funny. I got what's it called? So I can find the name.
Oh, for Pete's sakes! Right whenever I don't need it because
I will find the name of them so you can look up what they look like.
I have an app. Nothing.
I don't remember what the thing looked like. It's like a little toenail sliver that gives you a ring of protection.
Oh yeah.
I had two items. I had one that gave me. It was basically the Tanuki suit from Mario. And what that meant was that when I stood still, I became a statue, and I couldn't get hit, but I also couldn't attack or anything like that. So you think that on its own, great for defense. And that one looks like, is it a leaf? Yeah, it looks like a green chewed leaf. Gnawed leaf is what it's called. If Isaac stands still for a second, he turns into a stone, making him invincible until he moves again.
Oh gosh!
This reference to the Tanuki suit in Mario 3. And then the other item I picked up though was in an angel room, heaven room, and that's the
Heaven room, I guess.
Yeah, heaven room, whatever the. See if I can find it.
Just the heaven room.
Just the heaven room. It's called Circle of Protection, and it looks like kind of two circles. And what this does is it gives Isaac a large white halo. It deals a bit of damage to enemies coming in contact with the ring.
Gosh! No!
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
It's okay.
So
inevitable.
From a cheesing it perspective, I went into the final battle, and I got close enough to where I knew I could deal damage, and I stood still for a solid 5, 6, 7 minutes. Didn't move, and just let the halo slowly tick away the damage on the final boss.
Oh sure.
It was
Totally
hilarious.
doable.
It was hilarious. Problem was, though, I was slowly getting moved away and so I had, at one point, I had to sort of move and then stand still again. And that was risky. I almost died when I had to move. You know.
I didn't get any of them that I really loved. I should have gotten the very first one of that resetting the shop there.
Mm-hmm.
Use bombs to reset the shop, which is kind of a fun thing when you know and have an opinion of the items in a run that you want to do and have in combination with what you've got.
When you know what synergies to look for. I would not recommend that starting off the game.
No, it's hard. Yeah, absolutely.
But you've got a good question here. Do you feel the orthogonal attacks are limiting, or would the game be too easy if it was a more traditional twin-stick shooter? I feel definitely the latter. It is limiting, but it's limiting on purpose.
Yeah.
And what you can't really see because of his attack is that there is actual physics involved with the shooting. If he's moving up and shooting left, they will sort of bend up.
Especially with this build. Yeah, with
this build, you can't see it. You know. It's limiting, but it's limiting on purpose. It would be way too easy if you had a traditional could shoot any direction. I definitely don't think. I think it's a good thing. It also means that if you don't like twin stick shooters, you can still use a controller because then it's just the traditional ABYX or whatever you've got set up works rather nicely for any controller.
There is a power up which lets you do diagonal shots. Control stick. So yeah, it is easier. But you got to earn it. Oh gosh!
Now is that? I think I've had that once. That's just diagonal. That's not any direction though.
It is it is. You can hold both right and down and shoot in down and right.
But shoot diagonal. I mean, you can't shoot at any. It's not like an Enter the Gungeon or nuclear throw.
No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely like a golf hook slice. That's a good analogy for that. Why did you go outside of the spikes?
Oh,
I'm a little bit delayed with. I was trying to question what you were doing, seeing it 3 seconds later.
I don't know what I was doing.
I don't know. Any
transdimensional,
of the golden doors,
interdimensional, multi-dimensional baby. Whenever I pass my bloody shots through him, they become super powered. So just one more thing, and he also follows me on a delay. So nice.
So one more thing to really try and figure out. That's difficult. That's difficult, but could be useful if you can position that right. I think in the mom fight that'll be completely worthless. Do not have time to plan out shots in the mom fight.
That's coming in that. All right, here's a double lock room. Oh boy, do I want to roll the dice? Yeah, let's do it. It's fun. That's why we're doing this.
You gotta show the roll the dice. You gotta show what it's about.
It just rolled on a 4 again, so I don't think that means anything happened. Makes you larger. So
of course not. Oh, you don't want to be larger.
Yeah, your hitbox does go up.
There is a pill that makes you smaller, and that's really nice. Because the thing is, it's not the coordinate system, so to speak, of your hitbox is not on a locked grid. And so if you are bigger or smaller, there you go. If you are bigger or smaller, your hitbox is actually bigger or smaller as well. Which is really interesting. Not something you expect when you first see the game with how, with the cardinal directions for shots and stuff. But yeah, it is. I kind of like that aspect that your actual physical size is your hitbox. So, what would be your favorite synergies, TNR?
I love having a ton of familiars. There's a character that all she has is familiars. Like she cannot shoot normally. Let's see. I think there might be a room back here. Yeah, I think this is a room right here. That
one's definitely fun. That's where there's one that does like a beam shot, which is nice. I think that's my favorite one to get. That beam shot familiar.
Yeah, beam shot's great. Yeah.
You do reach a point where you have enough of those where you forget about the fact that you're shooting and you're just thinking about what they're getting with their shots.
Yeah, absolutely. When they stack and you're just trying to make it bullet hell for the mobs. Oh, these guys are obnoxious. Oh, we moved 4 times. I was able to get away. Justice.
Fighters. Justice. Yeah, super greed for when normal greed isn't enough.
For reals.
Soul hearts. Desperately needed. You've not gotten enough.
No, I haven't. When I've gotten them, I've lost them.
Well, there. That's trying to be nice.
Oh, mother. Oh, mother.
There it is.
I got scared and instantly hit it.
Yeah. So this is a fight that the first time you play it, you'll lose because you have no idea what's going on.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
You'll end up standing too close to the door. You'll end up getting hit with that. You'll get stomped on. You won't manage the mobs. But honestly, this, for me, is one of the easier boss fights.
Oh, gosh, I thought that was one of my friends. That's the other problem with having too many grid familiars.
Yep.
Oh.
The problem, too, I once had 3 familiars who were shooting things. It was hard keeping track of
absolutely.
where they're shooting back.
And you were talking about your hitbox being small if you're small. I've had the problem where I was able to greedily get as many pills as I want, and I was able to... Oh, crap. Ran right into her.
Was cornered. His mother,
and it goes down.
With the desire to serve her God, was bearing down on Isaac.
Oh, my goodness.
Do as I'm told, my lord.
Yeah, Mom wasn't nice to Isaac.
No, yeah, but Mom went insane.
This was the end of the line for Isaac. His mother was far too strong for him.
But yeah,
the hitbox was so small by eating so many shrink pills that I wasn't able to see myself.
And just like
wow.
Yeah, and then just lost that way. I've also multiplied every item in the room to the point where it filled up the room with stuff and I couldn't see anything on the screen, and it wouldn't let me out of the room. And there's ways of kind of breaking the game with your greed in crazy combinations of abilities and power-ups.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the first run there. You unlock the womb. You unlock challenge number 20. You unlock 21.
Yeah, no, there's also challenge runs, which are, I really enjoy the challenge runs. Well, some of the challenge. There's a couple that I don't know. I will do them eventually, but they're painful. Yeah, there you are, defeating Mom.
And so, since I have one with normal here, I get this little smiley face on my win streak. I think I get that.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to my game? Sorry, 1 second.
How is speedrunning from Binding of Isaac? Okay.
Speedrunning for Binding is so ideal. It's a part of the I'll try and speedrun right now. Actually,
have you seen like the world record runs? Like what it is, like the items they have.
It seems crazy to me.
Basically, they walk into a room. They use their active refilled. Their active item kills everything in the room. It's just so all it is it's how fast they can get to the boss room and go to the next level. Like it's a completely broken.
Let's do Kane on
item
hard.
manipulation. Try Kane on hard. So next level of difficulty now. Can you unlock different characters? Kane's features are... I always get them mixed up. Kane has more strength, correct?
Yeah, starts out with more damage, which is really my favorite ability.
But 1 fewer heart, which ironically is the same number of hearts you ended your last.
Not too few. Not too few to succeed, for sure.
No. It's not down to 1. Which gets good stuff.
But I don't really love this ability here. But
the magnetic, magnetic is tough. You can pull enemies right into you.
Right.
I have been known to reset if I accidentally pick up the magnet. Let's be honest. It can be nice. It can pull items to you, but
Like they're trying to get past these rocks.
You end up more than likely just pulling enemies into yourself.
Right.
Actually, what's worse than the magnet on your head is magnetic tears, specifically. Where when you shoot, and only when you shoot, is when things attract, but it attracts really fast, and it's hard to shoot without then drawing in things to yourself.
Dang it.
Getting trapped.
No. Foolish.
Don't have very many bombs at the beginning, so trying to find the first level's secret room. If it's like this mini-map layout, you can see there's no good hints. There's no good ideas.
Not yet. I haven't really. Oh, tried to avoid it.
It's a good possibility that it's here to off to the right and from this room, but you never know.
It is. Well, from the right.
Yeah,
Could be
it
from
could
the
be.
left. Oh, so the end room. There's also a good chance of even having a secret room or a bonus room. The room right before this boss room. There's a higher chance of secret rooms, but usually I never see it on the 90 degree turns. I see it either in the. Whoa! I messed that up. These guys are having pretty chaotic pattern, especially with the magnetic tears.
The magnetic makes it even worse.
It does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had to kind of get back to the speedrunning thing. I had for a while thought about, because this is a game that you can get to the end with lots of different builds. It doesn't take too long. That's what I like about it. It doesn't take too long to get to the point where you can actually get through the game, and then you're just trying to beat it in different ways. And so it seems like a great game to speedrun. Very RNG heavy, my kind of speedrun.
This is not a good speedrun build. It's giving me money, which I like to take my time and go shopping.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if a build comes around that really helps speedrun, then I make that part of my strategy too. Like the build dictates everything in this game, really.
Mm-hmm. There's sometimes that you'll get something like the wizard shots. There's a permanent upgrade to that where your shots just go wild. There's no way to strategically take out a room. You basically are firing wildly and then dodging enemies the entire time.
Yeah, it's pretty extreme.
You're going to go slow.
Pattern.
You're going to go slow.
Should be good these guys.
It's a relatively safe build.
However,
it's boring is the problem. It's very boring. That wafer loves you.
I love it. Yeah, 2 games. Maybe it's just going to show up every time now.
So go back and explain if you want to talk a little bit, because to be honest, I still don't understand the ins and outs of this room.
Yeah.
The room with the skull on it that was at the very beginning of the game.
Room with the skull.
It had a skull and the door was closed as soon as you entered the room.
Oh gosh, I'm not sure.
It was on this level. I can also look it up.
Not this skull. Not the boss room.
Nope. Let's see. Special rooms. It is the boss challenge room. Can only
have to have
Isaac has
only
one or less.
Right, as opposed to the sword. As opposed to the sword, yes.
The swords have to have full. So if he got down to 1 heart, they're similar to the normal challenge room, but upon picking up the contents, you have to fight 2 waves of bosses instead of normal monsters. Again, with just 1 heart, so it's even harder. But again,
here's one. Here's a mini one.
Mini boss.
Oh gosh. Bomberman.
This is Bomberman Blast.
And he can be impossible.
Oh, I've never seen him actually
Get you?
run you over before. He normally runs away from you.
Yeah. He got a little trapped too. And he is affected by his own bombs.
Just like Bomberman Blast.
I want to get hit one more time, actually, so that I can get into that
you
room.
can probably make that happen.
Yeah.
Well, you need 2 hits. But just walk in the fire.
Yeah, I can also do this. This is not a bad. I don't have any battery to use.
Nothing to batterize.
The ladder's pretty strong. I'll show it off.
I do like the ladder. I do like the ladder.
Ladder's just like the ladder in Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
It makes room. Like anytime you have anything where you have flying, or where you have
oh no,
a ladder. Anytime you can get over gaps, because the rooms
you can fly.
The way that they're built,
yeah.
they're the enemies in there. You know, sort of the difficulty of the room. You know, partly determined by the complexity of the room, and so being able to fly in a room where there's a giant gap, that room is infinitely easier because more than likely you've got enemies who are not expecting you to be able to hang out over a gap.
Here comes 2 more too. Bosses.
Just Monstro. Regular Monstro 2, not even Monstro 2. Or whatever the Monstro Plus, but still with that magnetic pull.
I know, it's so obnoxious. But I feel like I kind of have to. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's there's ways of you just have to adjust your gameplay to it. Everyone likes playing with more heavier damage, where you don't have to adjust your gameplay. You just have to survive less long because you're killing things faster. And
that's true.
The time it takes to kill things is a legitimate factor in which tactics. I got distracted.
I prefer the attack tactics as well. That's always the items that I'm going for. Aside from my cheese run that I did once, where I was using the Tanuki leaf and the protection circle, I've been able to walk into in one cycle the heart, or mom's heart, within I think 7 tier shots. Didn't even get past the first cycle. It was one of my favorites. It's definitely a fun build to do that.
Yeah, I mean, overpowering is a reality of this game, and you need to be able to not screw it up sometimes, and sometimes you do screw it up. So,
there's sometimes you walk into a room and you assess it wrong, but where you need to go, you walk the corner and then you can't get out, and you know. You've done all the bosses perfectly, and then you'll get a room that you it'll just, you know, if you were to try it again with a different start, you would have no problem with it not get hit, but for whatever reason, it'll take you out.
Nice. Much faster. Do I have anything?
So yeah, tiers, the little darts on the left that's now at 8, that's the speed of the tiers. The little arrow is the range of your tiers. The sword, obviously, the strength, but over your luck.
I kind of said I was going to speedrun this, but I just fell right back into my normal practice.
Did the exactly normal run.
Exactly normal, boring run. I gotta go back. I got the money now, so I gotta. I forgot. Wait, can I reset this and it load me up with? Yes, it does. This is pay to play. Pay to play can be nice. Makes pretty much keys they become much less valuable. So if the game withholds keys from me, okay.
All doors that require a key are now coin entry as well. Everything, shops, the gambling halls, everything. So, especially because he only has one key.
That's going to start giving me keys. That's how it works.
Now you're going to get keys. That's the game for you. There's the ladder.
Yep.
I've seen the ladder now for the first time.
And being able to move around a room gets harder and harder, especially now that I opened up the womb, which is a major, like, boom, look at that. Now I'm able to pick up that stuff without even worry about it. And look, here we got 2 pay-to-plays. I don't have any familiars, so BFF doesn't really work for me. But you know what? I don't even know why I'm blowing it up, because I don't have enough money to buy the...
You got no money anyway.
I got no money anyway.
Yeah, BFF makes all your familiars bigger and dealing more damage. That's a really great item if you have one, or I mean, even just with one, it makes it amazing.
Yeah, you just step... This is a curse on the room, which is why my HP is hidden.
And it's just random how you get the curse. You'll walk into a floor, it'll say Curse of the Unknown.
Sometimes you can't see the map, which I despise.
The map one is
Unless
terrible.
I'm speedrunning sometimes, then I don't care as much. Whoa.
I mean, it's pretty easy to get lost or turned around. I once had a curse, the one where you put the map. Involuntarily noises. Involuntary noises. I once had one where I couldn't see the map, and then I picked up a card. I couldn't remember what card it was or what the card did. I'm like, I'll just use the card. It was a random teleportation card. I was done. I'm like, I don't even know where I'm going, where I've been. It took me forever to get out of that room. So I will be right back.
Oh, you're leaving me?
Playing and talking. Just for a second. Just for a second.
Okay. I'm so nervous to stream. So nervous. How's it going, guys? Yeah, so... This is a... top 10 game for me. Not just roguelike. Not just indie. But top 10. I do have the most... time spent. What's nice about... Oh gosh, I can't use my... I can't use my ladder when I go into it this way. Only when I go to it this way. Like right here. I wanted to show how, if I was over here, he couldn't get to me. I think I'm about to die, honestly. Goodness gracious. I was gonna say,
I came back and you're alive. I'm happy for you.
You say that, Skip. You cursed me. You're jinxing me.
Yeah, I mean... Those guys normally fly in a very predictable pattern until you magnetically pull them. So.
Well, I still have enough health to unlock this sword room. Oh, son of a biscuit!
Ooh.
That made me lose my devil room.
You did. The devil room is gone.
Golly, the magnetic really has some of these flies coming right at me. Don't get the metallic tears, guys. Don't do it. Don't be like me.
It's not worth it.
Don't be like me. Son, it would make me so sad if you grew up to be like me, son.
The more you know.
Come on. 1 penny. Worthless. Took a risk, but that's kind of what I do in this game, is like just scratch every itch. And with speedrunning it, you just cannot do that.
It's very true. I mean,
Totally
if I were to... This is why I like to have... Well, I was hoping you would want... But I mean, because I know you have a completely different style than I have. I am very much on every game, like, just go. You know, it's why I don't do so well at, like, FTL. Every time I play FTL, people will come into my chat and say things like, you know, you just slow down, pause more often, figure out what's going on. And I'm like, why would I do that when I can go faster? And it's just kind of the way that I play games. And, you know, the nice thing, one thing I really like about Binding of Isaac is that your style and my style is very different in how we play the game.
Oh, sure.
But
Sure.
neither style is wrong.
Absolutely.
You know,
Except mine's better.
I mean, the nice thing is, if there are really overpowered items, you will find them. While at the same time, you could be taking unnecessary damage, not getting really good items.
I don't have enough gold.
Pay to play, so they don't have enough gold. Now can you turn those keys into gold? Nope.
No.
You can't.
Making deals with the devil. Deals with the devil, Skip. Oh, God. It's terrible. This isn't Cuphead. Also twisted if you're paying attention to what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, that one you're legitimately working for the devil on contracts. So that's, that's a fun looking game with a little bit of undertone there as well.
Sure. Oh,
but to be honest, you're just killing people who have made a deal with the devil, who are sort of trying to
other people like you.
Contract.
Other people like you.
I mean, I love watch the actual bullets here from Gertie. Like they actually do bend a little bit towards Isaac with the magnetic tubes, like just a little bit extra curving.
Well, a little bit more for me to have to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes close is all you got with these bullet shots.
Especially because you get into a pattern with bosses where you have got your way of beating them. Anything that changes that,
holy go,
like that, yeah, exactly. So were most cartoons from that era. That's true with Cuphead. Yeah, they were. Most cartoons from that area were a little bit. It's one of those
the good ones.
Mm-hmm. The good ones.
The good ones.
Mm-hmm.
They're nice and creepy cartoons. Alright, I gotta get injected with something.
Ooh,
Speedball. Mm-hmm. Smile.
Shot and speed up, and that's nice. I mean, I feel like getting your speed shot up is a little bit underrated, not as appreciated, but I mean, you think about it, it's just increasing your DPS by not increasing the actual hit, but by increasing the amount, the number that you're going in. Right now you got your deal with the devil all the way up, so...
I just can't get hit.
Don't get hit.
Don't get hit.
It's flawless this level. That's all you gotta do, just flawless the level. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
These guys, these little skeleton guys who throw bones, the first time you play the game, you will hate them.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually you'll learn to figure them out.
Kinda. They've got a deeper learning curve than most, for sure.
Mm-hmm. But you will hate them.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we feel with most enemies in the game. At some point you hate all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Except for maybe the little just poops that hop around. Those aren't really that difficult. But even these like worm shooter the first thing completely unmanageable. It's like, oh,
son of a biscuit.
I see what's happening. And then you walk into a bullet. Good to go. The problem is that with the ladder here that I'm seeing in this room, you can rely on it a little too much. And by that I mean, since you know that you can walk across the gap, but technically you can't walk like down the gap. So if he goes into a gap and tries to go,
I can't go down here. I'm walking forwards.
So you can actually get yourself cornered if you're trying to strafe back and forth.
Almost most of the power-ups have that. Okay, well, as long as you know how it works, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
If you abuse it or don't think about it right, it can absolutely be a liability.
Mm-hmm.
Which is super fun.
Exploding tears, I think, being one of the obvious one of them.
Yes.
While your tears are more powerful and explode, you can't shoot enemies close up. First time you get exploding tears, you will end your game by your own tears. Just guaranteed.
Oh crap!
Oh, you got the sun.
I just freaked. It's also
which
revealed.
is okay. Better to
use
not
it.
lose your
yeah,
HP.
use it. Better to use it than get hit.
Than die with it. As
this guy
with any
wants
game.
my keys. Something.
Hey, give him all your keys. You do not need keys at all.
I do need them against golden chests.
That's true with chests, not the doors. You're not going to need 6 keys. You can give him 3 of them.
Skip, I know this.
Come on now.
I'll get there. I'll do something. I might blow him up, but I need my keys.
He's begging for keys, and you're like, I'm gonna blow. Well,
give me something if I blow him up.
That's how we deal with beggars in my town.
Oh my goodness! Don't you live in Vegas? No, I'm just kidding.
I was more talking about you. Don't you live in Texas?
Sorry. That rainbow poo will fill up my health.
Everyone loves rainbow poo.
Oh my gosh! Stupid Look at that! Look at how stupid the magnetic tiers are against those guys. Flyers. Sucks. Man, this is a tough room.
Ooh, I don't like these rooms with the automated bullet shooters across the room.
It's harder to... You have less mobility, because you have to account for that, and I'm dead. At the end.
Oh, no. Oh.
You guys got to see a death. I was on hard. I should.
Dear Diary, today I was killed by this thing in some cave.
Samson, that's fun. Unlocked by B. I haven't done that yet. Now it's telling me how I'm doing.
2 levels without taking damage. Yeah, it does tell you. I do like it that for most of the characters, it tells you how to actually go about getting it. Back to Isaac.
Back to Isaac. On hard still. Oh, keep that in mind.
Ooh, heart in the spike room. That's actually really convenient.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Before the boss. Before the boss this time.
Yeah, no kidding. I blew that opportunity.
You can still get back there.
Okay, this is gonna help. Scapular, whatever it is. Was that? I could have gotten that coin. Like that's a little something I can get. Oh.
I mean, scapular is helpful when you're not doing so well. Or if you've got, let's say, if you find the dead cat again, scapular becomes very helpful. Because when you get down to a half heart, it will now give you a soul heart. So basically, it makes Guppy, instead of being a 1 heart, become a 1.5 heart. Which is very helpful. Very helpful. No, it becomes a 2 heart. Yeah, because you get a full extra heart and you still the half. Yeah.
I think that the rooms like this are also pretty big pain because I can't. It's all about mobility for me and me being able to get away from the patterns. All right, so I want to be able to achieve blessed. Right.
So yeah, you want to go in there, go back to the spike. If you have any more hearts that have shown up, then you can. I think just the 1, so you might not be able to get there without taking. Oh, you got 2, so maybe you can.
Maybe I got that too, but that's all. I was going to take that afterwards.
Does the soul heart work for the blessed?
No, I think it'll. Here, we'll see. Well, oh my gosh. Yeah, now I got one. I got a soul heart there for doing it.
Okay. Yep. Which you'll have to chew through.
I did chew through that. I'll chew through it again.
Another soul heart. Okay.
So I've got 1 more heart and a soul heart, I suppose. The one after this one should be the blessing.
So you would chew through your soul heart in order to do it. You also have. Is that the last one? You have 1 more on the ground somewhere else.
That's it. That's according to the map. Oh wait, maybe it's the one after this. Oh, for Pete's sakes. Let's do it. Okay, I got this instead of a... Oh, I have another one. Am I going to get blessed after that?
You need to refill your heart past the half a heart in order to have the whole soul heart pop back up again. So if you lose your soul heart now, you're at a half. That's it. Unless you can refill. I mean, possibly in the flames. I don't know. We're just showing some in-depth mechanics of the game is all we're doing.
For Pete's sakes. I can't get over there.
Need your ladder.
Sucks. No kidding. Now I need the ladder.
This runs what you call a reset. I mean, you could do it depending on... I mean, if you get Monstro, you're going to be... Okay.
Dang it.
And you still didn't get Blessed.
That's alright. I wasn't going to get it anymore after they gave me an item, I don't think.
Oh, after they gave you the item?
I think they gave me the item and I should have just taken that. You know, it's going to let me go. I could... Oh, no. I could, just avoid this fight.
You could just leave. That's worth... Let's just go.
Almost halfway already. And I think it'll give me something if I do beat it, this angel. Whew. Oh, got greedy.
So close. I like how it says ugly. I'll leave all that I own to my cat. That's why it's called Guppy, that's right. Cat's Guppy.
If this is just a black, I think it might just be a black experience.
It's just dark. It's just dark. That one's... I don't like that one because it's hard to see.
Definitely not.
It's amazing how much... Oh. You get it familiar already. That's worth going for it. So the challenges aren't preset like the dailies are as for the room layouts. It's just certain conditions, and then still there's a random roll and everything. Like this one is just the fact that it's pitch black.
In every level, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what's really nice is that if you do it after you go through this challenge, you play the game normal, and it's like, oh my gosh, I can see everything.
Right.
It's amazing.
Oh yeah, you get the challenges help you get much better at the game for sure. It's easy. I can see things. It's hard whenever you can't.
Really? Imagine that. I appreciate the fact that it has those challenges where it's intentionally gone to say, you know what, there's other ways we can play the game. As opposed to just giving you a custom mode and then having you come up with your own ideas. It's legitimately, here's some that we've thought of, why not give it a go?
Yeah.
Especially because for them to make a custom mode, it's not like other games where it's obvious for you to pick the settings. Like, some of the challenges are weird configurations that they had to kind of code into the game directly. So it's I really like that they have them in here.
Some of them, like the dailies, you don't have to go all the way through. Maybe just beat mom. Things like that.
Yeah.
And I can turn this level off if the darkness is too rough on the stream, for sure. I'm just speedrunning it.
Oh boy, first, this is I've not seen him as a first level boss before.
Me neither. That and the curses might be something that the challenges also bring to the table, because I think you do get cursed every single
That's true.
floor, and I think the bad guys are a stage harder, or the bosses even.
So when I was learning the game, here's a anecdote. One way that I got that personally was that I didn't realize until I don't know how long. I'd been playing the game on the cool hard mode, or whatever it's called, evil mode, from the very start. Like, I played through it once and I accidentally toggled it down to the hard mode. Never realized I'd done it, and then must have played for like 50, 60 hours that way before I realized that there was actually an easier level than what I was playing. And when I flipped it over, I was like, wow, this is... It forced me to get good at the game pretty fast, exactly. Yeah.
Well, do you remember, like, when we were kids, how hard the games were compared to now? Like, I feel like these kids today don't have Kid Icarus, where they... You had to start the whole dang thing over to die in 1 or 2, 3 more times. It's horrible.
Or playing...
oh, gosh.
Super C, or, it's just games that were just legitimately, there was no way to...
Oh, for Pete's sakes.
So here's one where the bomb friend... Yeah. I would definitely take the flight and dashed attack over that.
Oh gosh, what am I doing? Pete's sakes. Ran right into it.
You did, it's true. Yeah.
I did
flight
that thing.
in this
game is so great.
Because most of the game, there's two things that I look. If I can get one or the. I really enjoy myself flight, obviously. There's another one too, which is where you're able to step on and crush rocks.
That's
which,
fun.
You know, because you can spend a lot of time blowing up. If you get a lot of bombs, you can blow up regular rock, and you'll occasionally get items or power-ups, or not power-ups, items or hearts. The rocks with the X's on them have got soul hearts in them usually. But when you've got the tank or whatever it is that gives you that beefiness, you just walk and you step on rocks.
Beefy.
And I mean, you will always have enough parts. You will always have enough money for all of the rooms. It makes it a fun run. It doesn't necessarily help you in the boss fights because obviously it helps you with mobility going around the smaller rooms, but the larger rooms, not so much. Hey, there's a small. Also lowered your shots though. That's unfortunate.
This one actually speeds up the shots. The range, you mean?
The range. That's at the range. You only really notice range when it gets reduced.
Yeah, it's true.
You start off with actually decent range, where you can shoot across most of the room.
This character does,
and then when
yes.
it gets reduced and your tiers die off halfway across, it's a noticeable adjustment that you have to make.
Oh, these guys.
At least you have flight.
These still got flight. No kidding. And flight's so good because these guys, can't fly. And then it becomes instantly important to keep track of which mobs can and cannot fly, so the ones that can and cannot join you going over empty crevasses or rocks. Whoa! Acting like I had magnetic tears again. Beat 6.
Spiders and all the derivatives of spiders, to this day, my least favorite.
Yeah, I do hate them too. They're much more erratic and chaotic.
They are certainly harder.
bats
I mean, there's the little spiders that you'll get in the very first level, Caves 1 or whatever it's called, and or Basement 1. And I would much rather face some of the womb enemies than those erratic spiders, just because small little hitboxes, and you have to get close to them to hit them because they're tiny hitboxes, and then they'll dart at you. Come on, spiders. Now here's a room where flight's a definite advantage.
Oh,
Holy
huge.
cow.
Huge
Look at this.
advantage.
I mean, half the room you can't even get to without it.
Is anything cool over there?
Which is really a shame. Something like that, there should be something should have the relic sitting on a pedestal. You guys fly over spikes. Great.
Oh, it gives me another life.
Which you can't see right now, but that's what that is.
Because I don't need the health? Not sure. Ooh! Just grab that.
No.
We're trying to go speedrun this one, even though it's going to be tough on hard.
And normally you wouldn't grab that until
Yeah.
the very end, because those hearts, if you that will attach itself to your farthest right normal heart, not a soul heart or the explodey kill everything heart. And if that half a heart gets damaged, okay, you lost it. But if you still have it at the end of a level, when you go down to the next level, it adds full heart container for you. You can also have that happen if you end up picking up, if you get lucky enough to see a second one, it'll insta-merge together into an additional heart container in the same one. But I've only ever seen 2 of them. I've seen it a couple times. It's pretty rare, though. It's pretty rare. The used diaper is an afterbirth, so like the latest DLC trinket. It's basically helpful against the flies. It turns the flies that would shoot don't shoot anymore. They turn them neutral.
Oh, this guy's
which
tough.
is really nice. This guy's movement is difficult. He's got a very fast, directly at you movement pattern, and he's very bouncy around by your actual shots as well. If you have the magnetic tears, this guy
Speed
will
is
kill you
everything.
instantly.
Yeah. Whoa. Being fast helps so much with this guy. Some great
It's
reason
also
to have that.
the best thing you can do if you can line up the shots with this guy is to be directly to the side of him right before he starts his charge, because then he'll do a straight shot back and forth across the room. But that's a hard one to set up.
Pentagram.
We got some pentagram, work damage up. We also have some familiars you could grab.
I don't know what my health is.
I don't know what your health is, though, if you want to risk it. But the damage up is a wise choice.
It's never going to not be dark. And looks like I got that heart. I'm never going to be able to...
That's good. But you don't know what your actual HP
Yes,
is.
I think that's what's going to part of the darkness is you can't see that either. And it looks like that's a curse that isn't going away. Frustrating curse.
Yeah, if you're a completionist, you've got a lot of tough things to
Sweet.
get through. Okay.
These are Skip's favorite mobs, as he said earlier. And they can actually be tough when there's a giant room full of them. And because they don't follow any pattern. So in some ways, that's the scariest.
Yeah, that is true. They are...
You just gotta kill... They're so weak, you can kill them without even thinking about it. But if you don't have high powerful...
Yeah, they're like if you had a swarm of Goombas in for some reason in, say, Mario Maker, you might have problems with it.
Ah! Those shots are
With
coming too
flights, those wall huggers, you can cheese it if you have them, because you can get up against the wall, shoot towards them while you're on the wall, and that will still take them out. That's a way to cheese those guys. These guys, the red, you see after he kills them, they go down and crumple and they reform. When they reform with less HP. When you eventually do have to kill the corpse in order to keep them from rising again. But for a while, all you're doing is just crowd management. Eventually, they're one or two shot, and then they go down and you can take everybody out. One of the mobs that it takes a while to actually figure out. Same with the screechy giant bats, the chubby
Oh
bat
gosh.
because they will charge at you.
Yeah, they will.
Annoying.
And shoot at you at kind of unpredictable times. Like I just saw.
One of the most trolly to me enemies in the game is the angry fire.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So you'll see the fireplaces, and as you go through, you end up learning that if I put out the fire, I sometimes get rewarded, and the act walking. Now, the nice thing is you can actually push the enemies into it, and they'll burn up as well. But the AI is generally smart enough not to do that, so you end up normally hurting yourself. But you leave the flames until the end of the level. And then there's this one fire that is sort of a deeper orange.
Oh gosh.
And lost a little bit of your lost of the demon room there. You got a little bit back for the next
Yeah.
But the orange fireplaces, at a very infrequent rate, will all of a sudden shoot something at you. They'll shoot a fireball at you. Avoidable if you know what's going to be coming. But because it's so infrequent, it's super hard to avoid. Because you're not counting on it.
Right.
And they hit you almost every time. My anxiety goes up. My anxiety goes up every time I see them in a room. Like, oh no, they're gonna get me. They're gonna get me. I'm not gonna see it. I'm not gonna really.
Oh gosh. Fire almost got me there.
See, now you're playing more my style, and you're just not used to it.
Oh gosh.
Now, there is a way, you may have seen it before, that you can get out of a room that you're in.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's true.
It requires blowing up the door. As long as it's not a key door, you can blow up the door while it's closed. However, if you leave and go back in, the mobs are still there. So if you have to go through a room, blowing it up isn't going to help you. Unless you plan on never coming back. And you lose a bomb. So unless you've got the item that gives you 99 bombs, I wouldn't recommend it. I'm trying to think how many different bosses there are in the game. A lot of different bosses. I'm sure I can find
now
them
that's
out.
magnet. It's magic for items, I think. Item snatcher. Ugh. I kind of just grabbed that because I think it's good for some costumes or combinations. Might be able to unlock from getting it. I don't know. I probably shouldn't have grabbed it. It's not a. It's not a big deal. Later on, when you play the game and you have ready access to more items, which lets you reset the available item in the item room to choose. Like there's a, I forget what the unlock is. It's pretty tough if I remember correctly, but playing as Isaac will give you a D6 die as his starting active item. Man, this thing again? Last game? Whatever.
More luck is nice. More luck is nice.
More luck is nice. I take it all back. I didn't get hit, so I got even more hearts, so. These guys have unpredictable shots. So since they just go everywhere, sometimes I don't even move, and I adjust if I have to move. All in all, man, this is such a solid game to play and replay. Its replayability is quite high.
I'm looking right now at the number of bosses, and I actually post a link in here in case you want to take a look at it. This is part of it. Is that in any run you're going to have at most 9 levels.
Okay.
One of them is going to be I think 9 to go through.
It's always either
8 or 9.
mom or the baby or the heart.
One of them you've got. Yeah, so you've only really got in a single run through at most 7 bosses that you're going to face. I mean, you could because main bosses. You could face the bosses in special rooms and stuff like that. But I'm looking here at this page. You've got 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 32, 36. 50, 60 something, almost 70 bosses.
And this is a mini boss right here. You see these guys all the time.
That's not counting the mini bosses. That's just straight actual bosses that you can face in the boss rooms and all their variants. So there's a lot of different variety in each of your playthroughs. And that's one thing I really appreciate about that. That it's a roguelike. Yes, you're always starting over, but you're not going to get bored.
Right. Definitely best bang for the bite. Isaac himself as a boss, yes.
Yes, that's an interesting one. I mean, there are ones that you will see more often than not. You'll see Dingle, you'll see Monstro, Gertie, Mega Fatty that we saw just a minute ago. What's the other one?
Oh.
The really common ones that you see all the time.
Oh gosh, I hate these shooters.
You see the Fallen a fair amount. War. So it's you see the same, but then you'll get something. You'll see Loki will pop up all of a sudden. You'll see Monstro 2, and so all of a sudden you'll be like playing and going, "Huh, I've never played this one before, and I've put in 30 hours into the game already." And that's one that I like, that it keeps it. It keeps it nice. Even stuff like this, like these guys here,
yet.
that are shooting out the little munchers. the first time you play through them, you figure out, okay, there's a range that they can shoot out. You know, if you stay outside of that range, you're fine. Then the next time you play, you think you run into these guys, and they shoot an energy beam at you. And you're going, wait, I had this figured out. And you go and you do that too, you know.
Just cheesing it with flight.
Mm-hmm. I love cheesing it with flight. When did you got the magnet on your head? Didn't even see that.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I was complaining about it, but there's no point in not getting it, I don't think, unless I was going for a super high score, which I think it rewards you for taking fewer items. Something like that? Oh man, I remember not liking that. Is this Orbit? I think it's Orbit.
Orbit.
Oh gosh,
is that where I think that's where your tears orbits.
Totally uncontrollable tears. I don't like uncontrollable tears.
Let me make sure that that's the one. I think you're right. That's what that.
Yeah, I'm pretty
There
sure.
are a couple items that cause your tears to do erratic things, and it's
Usually not good, because...
There are times when it's okay, depending on your familiars, especially.
Right, yeah, other things. Oh gosh, stupid spiders.
Like if you had 3 familiars shooting their own tears, shooting energy beams, I'd say, you know what, go for it, because all you're doing is then
with energy
like we said
beams,
before, creating bullet health for the rest of them.
Right, exactly. Retro vision.
That's actually what that's anti-gravity. As you hold shots will float in the same place until you release the fire key. I don't like that one at all. Actually,
that's why I
it's
have a visceral reaction to it.
It's a charge shot style. Yeah, it's a charge shot style, which if you have got the synergy with that one that I found that works really well is if you have the contact lens, where your tears become enormous, and then you have the charge shot. You can basically charge up and hit everything on the screen and take everything out in one shot.
That's not frame rate, it's retrovision.
It's retro. It looks like it is, but it's not.
If you know you truly are new to the Binding of Isaac. Then all these things can trip you up for sure. And there's just so much content, really. It makes it
a lot of stuff to keep track of, yeah.
And if the gameplay couldn't support the variation and the combination of the content, whether it's combination of mobs you're fighting or just your options going through a dungeon.
I mean, the fact that they were able to get this even developed with the active they have is amazing, because testing on all the possible combinations.
Yeah.
How was that even done?
I think in some ways they just let users, and then there was tons of updates there whenever they were doing them.
That's true
on a regular basis.
But I mean, you know, even you look at some modern games and they'll say, you know what, guys, we really can't add anything else into the game from a consumables perspective, because you know every item we add now adds 100 hours of testing on all the combinations. Isaac has got triple of any other game I can even think of. It's an impressive feat that they all work together, and that you don't really get anything that cancels itself out. I haven't at least seen where you get something where the effects just don't work anymore. They find a way to build on each other or work together. Wasn't some of the DLC content originally modded stuff from the community? I believe that is correct.
That feels right.
I believe that is correct.
Feels right, baby.
The developer, Edward Mullen?
Nick Mullen, yeah. Oh gosh, I shouldn't have done that.
He's very connected to his fan base.
Yes.
Very involved in the community.
Does great entertaining Ask Me Anythings on Twitch. Really takes really legitimately interactive polls about what project he should work on next. And like when you see his interactions on social media with his fans, it's oh man, I triggered it. I'm shocked. Oh no, I didn't trigger it. I just beat him. I thought I heard the guitar lick, and I thought that meant the
I thought
Devil Room was open.
You did get another happy half heart give you another heart container, whatever those. You never learn the names of things in this game until you look them up, because nothing is labeled in the game itself.
Nice.
Friends till the end.
And the pills. I started to explain it, but you see when you pick up the pills, the bottom right, the pills show up as question marks. When you use a pill, then you know what it is for the next time you pick up that pill. But
for that round.
the same. It's not like
so many roguelikes have taken this concept.
What's that?
So many roguelikes have taken this concept, or maybe Binding of Isaac wasn't the first one, but it's definitely, when I see any roguelike have an item which is run specific, usually potions and
usually Delver specifically. This is where the most obvious one that took very directly from this. There's that angry fireplace.
Yeah. Angry fire, a rare time where the survivability tactics means go ahead and drop a bomb, especially since I've got 15 of them.
Bombs are effective, but it's costly to do so, especially because you want to save your bombs for rooms, chests, soul hearts, etc. So the tactic here, since he has hearts, he's getting money. This is like the vampire in Enter the Gungeon.
Yeah, totally.
So that is the thing I like about it, the roguelike genre. Right? Even if you don't appreciate Binding of Isaac as a game, or you're not going to play it, you
should know it.
You should know it because so many games pay in the genre. Pay homage to Binding of Isaac, which is funny because there's so many things that Binding of Isaac pays homage to in and of itself. It's interesting there. It's just one of those. Oh, nice! You're full on hearts. This is a good room to test if you're full on hearts in this in this specific run. But yeah, so many roguelikes in the genre pay homage to this game that it's fun to see, or not even homage, but take mechanics, I suppose is better to say, from this game. That it's fun to see where it all came from. The blood bag. How to create coins. Swap it back. HP up. There's some lunch. There you go. That was a very, very effective.
Yeah, that worked out.
Wish I had kept track of how much HP you have.
Right.
Sadly, I did not.
Me neither.
I think you're at 5 heart containers now.
Okay. Yes, we'll go with that.
You've not done in any devil rooms or hell rooms. No deals with the devil, right?
I don't think so.
I don't think you have. And I believe you had 2 HP ups. You had the one just now.
No, I did. I did the Pentagon.
You did the Pentagon. So you should be at. You should be at 4 heart containers now. Oh.
Cheese it.
Yep, cheese it. Yet again, the first time you play those guys, they shoot little pellets at you, and you think you know what's happening. Then you walk into that room, and they're shooting the beams at you, and you're just, come on.
Lucky poop. Giving me money from the poop at a higher percentage rate. I'm not scared of the spikes because I'm flying. Cheddar cheese.
Makes the vacuum guys completely
splash
useless.
damage.
Splash damage. There you go. Splash damage, very useful. Very useful for especially the final fight.
Doesn't hurt me. There's no, negative effect, really, of it.
There's no blowback on the splash
There's no blowback,
damage?
really. Not really. Not really. Wheel of Fortune. Black Book.
Wheel of Destiny. Churn, churn, churn. faith up. You got 100, so.
Need to get that. I lost it.
Oh.
If I just say anything, Skip, I blame you entirely.
It is 100% my fault. 100%.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for taking personal responsibility.
Mm-hmm. For your gameplay? Yeah, absolutely. That's why I'm here. I'm here to be... That's why people like talking to me, because they could have it always be my fault.
That's great. Works out. You gotta be careful, because, like, sometimes her words mean she's definitely gonna jump, and she freaks you out when she stops jumping or slamming, whatever.
Stomping.
Oh, stomping. Yeah, it's the grunt, the motherly grunt that you're listening for. And
Yeah,
I think the
especially
audio
is
is...
cursed.
Oh, gosh.
You can't look at the shadow when it's dark, so...
Oh, goodness. Alright, well, I guess that's the challenge. No point.
That's the whole challenge. Cool.
And now I unlocked a really awesome
Cool rune.
Q rune.
Nice. Well, that's just shy of, I think, a little over an hour and a half. I think that's probably going to do it for the episode.
Yeah, I'm gotta go to bed. But
yeah.
I'm really grateful for the time and a chance to explain and unpack and have all of you get to know Binding of Isaac.
Yeah. So if you're watching this later, I'll put the links below. But hop into discord.roguehq.xyz, hops you over to Rogueish. We'd love to have you. And stay tuned. We will be having these episodes whenever we can find time to make. So, thanks everybody. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for getting risky with us. I'm so sorry. I apologize.
All right.